Hi, I'm Kat, and this is a modular practice for the whole body. So if you want to, you can just stay for the beginning for a little bit of centering, a little bit of breathing. If you want to move your body, carry on until the end, and then you can get as much Shavasana as you want. So let's get settled first. Find a comfortable seat where you can keep your shoulders above your pelvis and shoot your spine nice and long toward the sky. Feel the ground underneath. Feel free to lift your seat onto blocks or a blanket to make the seat more comfortable, and you don't have to be cross-legged. You can choose whatever position you like as long as your spine is long and you're not fighting with yourself trying to sit up straight. Once you've found your position, take a moment to scan through your body. Notice if there are any signs of tension somewhere specific, perhaps an old injury or a result of something you have done this week. Always make note of something unusual that you find in the body. If it can impact your practice, you can always come back to it. Make sure you modify as needed. Once you've completed a body scan, turn your attention into your mind, and without judgment, with the same acceptance that you've showed to your body, begin to look around every corner of your mind. Notice what's at the forefront of your thoughts and feelings right now. You don't have to assess it, you don't have to label it as good or bad. Be honest with yourself. For once, just be. Next, we're going to have a bit of a tidy up. So of all the things that you found, set aside those that don't serve you during your practice and bring forth things and qualities that do help you, like your belief in yourself, like the inner strength and determination that you have. Perhaps there's a positive affirmation inside or an intention that you want to hold on to. Bring it all to the forefront. Set your mind to the practice. And finally, bring your awareness to your breathing. Without changing anything, first thing we do is just to notice the breath. Once again, just be. Notice the movement that the breath brings into your body. Notice the steady rise and fall, inflation, and the shrinking. Notice the sound, however quiet, however loud. Notice the rhythm. Does it feel like your usual breath? Is something different about it today? Is it a nourishing breath, an excited breath? Let yourself explore for a moment. That is how we make a connection with ourselves. Now gently begin to lengthen your inhales and exhales little by little, half a second at a time. Imagine stretching them, pulling them, trying to match your inhales and exhales together. And if you're familiar with the throat lock, Jaladhara Bandha, you can constrict your throat softly to create a whispering sound like the ocean that you hear in a big conch that you've picked up and put up to your ear. Imagine squeezing your throat from the inside slightly as you lengthen your neck. Keep breathing through your nose, creating a little scratching sound at the back of your throat. Feel its texture, sound. Feel how it affects you. Whether or not you are engaging in Ujjayi breath or breathing calmly without constricting your throat, I'm going to perform some box breathing, a simple breathing technique where we add breath retention at the end of the inhale and the exhale, with the trick that the retention is the same in length as the inhale and the exhale, creating 4 equal elements, like the 4 sides of a box. I will be counting up to 4 for each of these metaphorical box sides. Make it easier for you to breathe in, hold, breathe out, and hold again at the end. So take a deep breath in, fully exhale. Take a big breath in, 2, 3, 4. Now hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And hold, 2, 3, 4. Carry on. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Last one. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. And hold, 2, 3, 4. Now let yourself recover. Let your breath calm down. Find the rhythm that feels familiar, that feels organic, in this moment in your body. And at the same time, you can start bringing movement back into your body in any way that feels good, and start to wake up. You can shift your weight, wiggle your fingers and toes. We're going to stay seated for a little while, but you're welcome to change your seat. You might uncross and cross your legs the other way. You might switch from kneeling to seated. You might add or remove a prop, like a block under your seat. And at the end of the day, we're still trying to lengthen through the spine, find a nice tall spine, crown of the head reaching up, shoulders soft, down and away from the ears. Let's bring our chin down to our chest. And rolling to the side, bring your left ear to left shoulder. And take it the other way, rolling through the center of your chest, right ear to right shoulder. And keep switching. Find the rhythm that works for you again. So you might go extra slow and really feel that movement at every stage. Or you might try and find a bit of a momentum so you can easily move from one to the other. If you complete this practice again on a different day, you might choose a different option. That's the beauty of yoga. Next time your right ear is by your right shoulder, pause. And with your right hand, find your trapeze muscles from your shoulder to your neck, just above your shoulder blade. You might pinch them, you might rub them, find a way to bring a little bit of a massage to the top of the shoulder. If you find a knot that you particularly want to address, you can spend more time here. Or you might just rest your hand on your shoulder, feel its warmth, feel its weight, feel its support. Release your hand, roll through the center to the left shoulder. And with your left hand, address the trapeze muscles on the other side. Find your shoulder joint and move up towards your neck. It's almost guaranteed that you'll find something that wants attention. This is where we often hold on to tension, even if it's not affected by any physical activity. And let it go. Roll your head back to the center and roll up. Head back into neutral. Roll your shoulders up to your ears, then squeeze your shoulder blades and keep rotating the shoulder joints up and back. Make a change of direction. Pull your shoulders forward. And release your shoulders away from the ears. Lift your hands off your lap or the floor, wherever you had them. Squeeze your hands into fists and roll through the wrists. Again, you can really slow it down, really feel every degree of that rotation. Or you might go quite quickly. Let's change direction here. And bring your fingertips to your shoulders and roll your elbows up and back. You can add a bit of movement through your spine, particularly the top part, the chest. And take it in the opposite direction, elbows rotating forward. If you have a lot of space, you can do this with your arms straight, but in a seated position, that's not super comfortable, at least for me. Let's release. Come back with your hands. Rotate your palms so your fingers look forward and open your feet to the edges of your mat. Feet parallel, let your knees swipe side to side. And let go of the movement. Reach out with your left leg. Cross your right foot to the outside of your left thigh. And come on up, reaching your chest and your ribs towards your thigh. You can press into your hands and your right foot to lift your seat slightly and tilt your pelvis so that you have a firmer grasp with your sit bones. Then wrap your left arm around your right knee and bring your right hand behind you. Start rotation on the exhale. See if you can get your ribs past the thigh. And as an option, you might bring your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh, your right knee, so that you can push yourself a little bit deeper into that rotation. Feel free to create a mudra with your left hand here, or you might extend it along the outer shin if your elbow's hooked onto the knee. Try not to rely too much on the back hand. Keep lengthening through your spine. Take another breath here. Before you come back on the exhale, release your arm. Tip your right knee down toward the floor. Bring your right hand to the knee. Left hand cup in the foot. Help yourself rotate through the ankle. And as with almost all of our rotational movements, we're going to take it the other way. Bring your ankle into flexion. Lean forward. Hug the outer edge of your foot. Wrap your right arm around the knee to pick up your shin like a baby. Puff your chest forward and gently rock from side to side in a kind of a quarter circle here. You can press your left heel into the mat a little bit more just to stabilize you, to stop you from swinging, swaying, kind of completely untethered. And then let it go. Extend your right leg forward. Bring your hands behind you so you've got a bit of space to step your left foot over the right. Find a nice firm contact. Come up so your ribs are close to your left thigh. And then give yourself a little push so you can hug the sit bones back. Maybe widen them in the process. Then you're nice and close to that left knee. You can wrap your right arm around it, bring your left hand behind, and find the first stage of your twist. On the inhale, you lengthen, and on the exhale, you twist. Make sure the shoulders are not rising up to the ears. And if you so choose, you're very welcome to hook the right elbow to the left thigh. Maybe find that mudra of yours. Maybe extend the arm. Really, any variation of this twist is applicable. You might even bend the bottom knee and bring the heel to your opposite hip for a slightly more challenging variation. But you've got to make sure the sit bones stay down. Take another breath here. On the exhale, come on back and wrap your arms and tip your left knee towards the floor. Hold it down just a little bit with your left hand, and with your right, rotate through your ankle. Let's go in the opposite direction. And then flex your foot. Lean forward so you can wrap your left arm around the knee. Pick up the shin and bring it close to you. Puff your chest forward and rock your baby side to side. Let go of your leg. And in any accessible way, roll forward onto your hands and knees. You can come out entirely. You can take a little break if you need to. And as you reach your tabletop, press your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, and find a little hugging motion, your ribs squeezing towards the center of your body, and your belly lifting towards your spine, tucking the pelvis slightly under. Begin with a few rotations around your wrists. Try to spread the weight to all of the fingertips and all of the corners of your palm, so it's not just stuck in the wrist. And keep hugging your ribs. Don't let your spine dip. We'll get to that separately. Let's take it in the opposite direction. Bring your shoulders over the wrists again. Press your weight upwards. Spread your shoulders. On the inhale, arch your back. Lift your sit bones. Bring your chest forward. On the exhale, round your spine and tuck your head and pelvis. Now, since we're synchronizing it with the breath, your rhythm may not match mine. So I'm going to let you have a bit of a play until you find the breath that works with matching movements. And as you keep going, you might even feel warmer. You might go a little bit deeper into your arch and your rounding, your flexion. Just be careful, we're still kind of warming up here. Level out your spine. Bring your weight slightly more to the right and lifting your left knee off the floor, rotate from the hip joint. You may have noticed I love rotations. And take it the opposite way. And silently release the left knee. Bring the weight slightly more left. Lift your right knee and paint some circles with it. Take it in the opposite direction. And land it gently under the hip. Tuck the toes in both feet. Make sure your hands are still shoulder width apart, fingers spread. Exhale into downward facing dog. Push the hands into the floor. Lift the sit bones and press your chest down towards your thighs. See if you can bring your arms and your torso in a straight line. Now, it's not going to be possible every time. In fact, I'm also fallible to that, but that's what we're striving for. Relax your neck, gaze is directed towards the back of your mat, and you don't have to ever straighten your legs unless you want to, and it doesn't compromise that big long line that we've just talked about. So one heel at a time, start squeezing it towards the floor, even if the knees are soft.
while bending the other knee a little more generously. Switch sides and keep walking your dog, pedaling the feet up and down. Level your heels. Inhale, lift onto your tippy toes. Exhale, lower the heels down. Soften your knees as you do so. Inhale, lift to your tippy toes. Exhale, lower your heels. One more. Inhale, lift up to your tiptoes. Exhale, soften. Now bring your knees into a bend. Take the gaze forward towards your hands so you know where you're going, and start stepping your feet toward the front of your mat. Little by little, coming closer, bending the knees more as you need to. Step your feet to hip width apart, make sure they're parallel, and then release your gaze. Lower your head, bend the knees, pressing the belly into thighs, grab hold of the opposite elbows, and have a little rock from side to side. Come back to center, release your arms. And now roll up through your spine, knees stay soft. Imagine you pressing the feet into the floor, and then response, your body unrolls from the fold, stacking the different joints together, stacking all the vertebrae together. Release your shoulders back, open your palms forward and lengthen through the top of your head. To activate the leg, let's lift the toes off the floor. Now see if you can bring just the big toes to touch the floor. Feel the engagement of the arches. Lift all the toes. See if you can lower the other four. Lift the other four. Lower them all. From mountain pose, let's take 3 deep breaths. Lift your hands over your head. Reach your fingertips up on the inhale. And on the exhale, press your palms together as they lower towards the center of your heart. Inhale, lift up, stretch through the sides of your waist and your arms. Exhale, hands pressing together at the center of your chest. One more breath in, lift up. On the exhale, bend your knees and fold at the hip. Hands to shins, we're going to push our torso forward. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back. Set your right knee over your ankle and bring your left knee to the floor. Bring your hands onto blocks or fingertips to create a bit of space. Roll your shoulders back, open up your collarbones. If you have different proportions to mine, you might lower your blocks or you might not need them at all. We'll all start with the blocks and go from there. Let's push the hips forward. Knee goes past the ankle, then a little bit back. So just a little pulse forward, then back, forward and back, and see how you feel. You might increase it as you feel warmer. Our attention is focused a lot on the front of the left hip and the back of the right leg. Bring your knee over the ankle, find nice stability. Set your blocks aside and press your hands into the floor, even if you have to round your back a little bit. Lift the back knee, step your right foot back, and lower your knees straight away, coming into kneeling plank, shoulders over wrists, tuck your tail, hug your ribs in. Take a big inhale. And on the exhale, see if you can lower down super slowly. The aim is to bring the thighs, the belly, the chest to the floor at the same time. And we're also going to squeeze the elbows in towards the ribs as we lower ourselves down. And once you reach the floor, untuck your toes. Start engagement from the bottom up. Squeeze your legs, squeeze your bum. Lift up on the inhale into cobra. Keep squeezing the elbows in, shoulders back. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Exhale into downward facing dog again. And you're welcome to engage in the same movement, pedaling the feet or lifting and lowering the heels, or if you happen to like a different movement, very welcome to do that. Just release tension in any way you like, or you don't have to include movement at all. Let's all soften our knees and take the gaze forward. Start walking your feet towards the front. Bend your knees as you reach the front of your mat. And take your hands to your shins to push yourself into a half lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold over your legs again. Now think of that movement with the crown of your head. Lead up halfway and keep going. Arms following. Inhale, take your arms overhead. Exhale, press your palms to your heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold in half. A halfway lift, hands to shins or fingers to the floor. Exhale and step your right foot back this time. Take your knee down, set your left knee over the ankle and find a lift so you can free your shoulders again in your lunge. Pressing your hands into the floor or the blocks under the shoulders. We're going to give our pelvis a bit of movement, so press it forward and press it back to any amount. Go for what feels nice. Someone asked me in a class, one of the beginner classes, how do you know when to push and when to stop? How do you know, how do you not injure yourself, right? And one of the key moments for me, especially when it comes to flexibility or holding a pose that's a strengthy pose, there's got to be a bit of joy in it, right? There's got to be a bit of pleasure. If you're in pain, that's obviously not something that we want. Sometimes it doesn't have to be pain, it has to be discomfort, right? How do we know what's the fire in our belly and what's a warning from the body? And for me, the truth is there's got to be some enjoyment. Let's set the knee over the ankle. Set your blocks aside if you're using them, palms into the floor. Lift the back knee, step far back, find your plank, and set your knees down. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower, nice and slow. Squeeze the elbows into your ribs. Untuck your toes, breathe in, lift into an arch. Try not to straighten your arms. Work instead on squeezing your back muscles. Exhale down. Inhale to hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Exhale, lift into downward facing dog. Again, if it feels right, you can find some movement here. Level out your heels if they're doing something else. Soften your knees, look forward. And step in one big step if you can, several if you can't, to the front of the mat. A halfway lift, fingers to the floor or hands to shins. Exhale down again. Next, inhale, we go past the halfway lift all the way up, arms follow to the sky. Exhale, hands press down into each other at the center of our heart. Now send your weight into your right foot, soften your right knee a little bit. And step far, far back with your left foot. Bend your right knee to 90 degrees so it's square above your ankle. Rotate the back heel so it lands to the floor, and you can have a look at the back foot. Make sure the toes are ever so slightly rotated to the front of the mat. The front foot stays facing forward, and the knee doesn't drop inwards. From here, we're going to rotate the pelvis, the chest, the shoulders, and open the arms. Lower your shoulders, bring your gaze over the middle finger of your right hand. Keep squeezing the back leg straight. Hug your ribs, open your chest. There's a bit of space, you're welcome to sit into the front leg, but don't tip your body forward. Now again, you might feel some heat building here. Shouldn't be painful. I hope you're getting some joy out of this. Let's take another breath in. On the exhale, reach out with your right hand, follow it with your body, then rest your right forearm with the palm facing up on your right thigh. Left arm reaches over your ear as you rotate your torso, painting a diagonal line from your left heel to the fingertips of your left hand. Now, it's likely not going to be a perfect line, but that's what we're striving for. And we're trying not to sink into the right shoulder. So open up spine and neck. Also copy that same diagonal line. Try to get the right side of your ribs under your body. And of course, don't forget to breathe. Take another breath here in this side angle pose. Take your gaze down and bring your hands either side of your right foot, lifting the back heel. Step back into plank. It's up to you now whether you want to lower the knees straight away or keep them up. Same challenge applies. We're going to try and rest the thighs, belly and chest down at the same time. Control the descent and don't let your elbows flare out. Untuck your toes, breathe in into baby cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, push up to hands and knees, tuck your toes. Exhale, find downward facing dog. If you can remember which foot you stepped with last time, see if you can step with the other. Soften your knees, take your gaze forward and step. Find standing forward bend at the front of your mat, feet parallel. Hands to shins or fingers to the floor for an inhale. Hands to shins or fingers to the floor for an inhale. Exhale, lower back down, release your spine. Soften your knees, inhale, lift up to standing, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Same again to the other side. Bring your weight left, soften your left knee. And bend your left knee as you step your right foot back. Rotate your right heel in and have a look at your right foot. Make sure it's set properly. Make sure this front knee doesn't go past, doesn't drop in. You should still be able to see your big toe somewhat. And then we're going to rotate all the way out to the right. Open the arms wide, lower your shoulders, bring your gaze over the left middle finger. Just beyond it. See if you can relax your gaze a little bit. Push the back leg straight. Hug your pelvis, hug your ribs. Keep lengthening even as you're sitting down into this warrior two pose. Take another breath in with me. On the exhale, reach out with your left arm. Tilt your body, tilt your pelvis, rest your left forearm on your thigh and reach your right arm diagonally up. One of the common things that happens here is sometimes we get all soft. We start falling into it. Now we're going to find a nice line of energy from your right heel to your fingertips, from your tail to your head, reaching diagonally, and all the while we're rotating the spine, we're rotating the chest and shoulders right, and we're opening the left knee so it points forward. Take another breath here. On the exhale, lower your gaze and your hands either side of your foot. Lift the back heel, step back into your plank. Choose your own adventure, knees up or down. Exhale to lower to your belly and chest. Once you reach the floor, untuck and inhale, lifting into cobra. Exhale to lower back down. Breathe into hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Find movement if you want to bring movement, or find stillness, find a form that feels supported, that feels both easy and steady. Now soften your knees, bring your gaze forward, switch legs again, or have a little hop forward. Bring yourself into standing forward bend, a half lift, hands to shins or fingers to the floor. Exhale and fold forward again. Lead with your head. Inhale, lift to standing, raise your arms. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now we're going to let go of tension a little bit so you can shake out those arms. Shake out your legs. And then find a nice steady bit of ground. If you're using a really soft mat, I always advise stepping off the mat for a more stable balance. And we'll start with our right foot as our base foot. So wherever you're standing, face your feet and your pelvis and your chest all in the same direction. Lift the toes on your right foot, spread them out, and then lower them back down. So again, we're spreading the weight nice and wide. Bring your hands to your heart. Bring your weight slightly more to the right and soften your right knee. Bend your left knee, lift the heel, open up. So we just opened up in our warrior. Now we're opening it up again. Slide your left foot against your right ankle. And you may stay here. You may choose to take your toes off the floor, slide your left foot higher up. Perhaps the ankle, the calf. You may help yourself to press your left foot into your right thigh. And in any of these variations, we squeeze our glute, we open the left knee to the side. Now all you have to do is find your balance. That's the tricky part. It's okay if you fall out of this pose. Set your gaze on something that doesn't move. Focus your mind, hug your ribs in. Your core is your best friend when it comes to balance. And let yourself find that fine point. Let yourself find that fine point. It's challenging, but joyful. And if you feel yourself getting unsteady, don't wait for the moment you drop. Reverse your steps and step back to the floor. 2 steady feet. Release your arms. Release your legs. Same again on the other side. Spread the toes on your left foot. Bring them back to the floor. Soften your knees and set your hands at your heart. A little shift of the weight. Find the balance. Bend your right knee, open it up, slide the foot against the ankle. Give yourself time to adjust. You don't have to rush to lift that leg. If and when you're ready, you can take any variation. Slide your right foot up the left leg as high as you choose. One trick here is to not push yourself off. So as you press your right foot into your left leg, press your left leg into your right foot. Imagine that center line running through the body. Trying to squeeze everything in. Press your palms together a little bit stronger. Hug your ribs towards the center of the body. Find your gaze point and balance. When you feel that you've had enough, reverse your steps. Land safely on both feet, release your hands, and shake it out. Now step to the middle of your mat with your feet as wide as your mat, toes slightly open, heels in. Keep your hands on the ready in case you need to catch yourself. We're going to try and keep the spine up. And when you're ready, start bending your knees in the same direction as your toes, so slightly open. And move your pelvis down, down, down. If you feel that you're starting to tip forward or back, use your hands to catch yourself. This is where blocks can come in handy again. So you might not lower down super low and press your hands into blocks. And focus on opening the knees in the same direction as the toes. Focus on opening the chest forward. You might have your blocks a little bit lower. You might set a block under your seat on any height, depending on how far you've gone, and try to kind of lift out of it so you're just about touching the block. If you need the support of your hands, you can keep pressing. Otherwise, hands to heart and keep squeezing those knees out. Keep pushing the chest out. Take another breath. Bring one hand in front of you. If you had a block or blocks, set them aside. Bring one hand behind you and gently lower down to your seat. Check that there's no obstructions behind you and lie onto your back. Try to spread the weight evenly throughout your spine, pressing it into the mat, avoiding any arches. And step your feet nice and close to your seat. Squeeze your knees together. Open your arms. If you have the space, just open them wide, in line with your shoulders, in line with your collarbones. If you're struggling for space, bend your elbows. Set the shoulders to the floor. Don't let the shoulders lift up. As you inhale, hug your ribs in, tuck your tail. Exhale, drop your knees to the right and your head to the left. Let go of the belly effort and just breathe. Let yourself wind down. Bring your head back first. Give a little squeeze to your sides so you can safely bring the knees back. Recenter if things have shifted. Make sure you re-engage your core, tuck the tail. On the exhale, drop your knees left and your head right. Without lifting your right shoulder, let yourself relax into position. It's nice to take a few deeper breaths so you can let yourself soften, sink into the floor a little bit more as you release that deep breath. It's just something about it, like an inner need to let go when we take a big sigh. Once again, we come back head first. Squeeze your sides, squeeze your core to lift the knees. Pull both knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze around the back of the knees or the top of the shins. Press your back into the floor. Maybe rock a few times from side to side or circle your knees, applying pressure to the different spaces along your back. And when you're ready, let go of your knees. Find a comfortable resting position lying on your back. Coming into Shavasana, you'd lengthen your legs, set them apart from each other. Let the hips relax. Hands alongside the body with a bit of a distance between the wrists and the hips. Palms facing up, fingers gently curled. Lengthen the back of the neck, maybe tuck the chin in slightly. And with every exhale, see if you can relax just a little bit more. As always, feel free to use any props that you have available. Give yourself permission to fully relax, and don't forget to thank yourself for coming onto your mat today, for all the work you've done with your body, mind, and breath.